And then
call is now being recorded.
okay, so yeah, here we are, business partners. Now I don't know, it's earlier in our meeting, there are some of the things that we're looking at. You can see currently this particular trade. Let's look at it before we go into other things, business partners. Today, like I said earlier, is the 7th of April, 2025. And then we've just started. It's 12 minutes past, as you can check, 12 minutes past 8 p.m. This is SAT. What is that? SAST. Yes, that is Southern African Standard Time. Yes. Yes, Southern African, that is the SADC time, so to speak. Yes, SAST, Southern African Standard Time. That is the time that it's applicable to countries on the southern side of Africa, which is also aligned with CAT, which is Central Africa Time. So yeah, this is what it is. That's what you see there, CAT, Central Africa Time. So now, business partners, with regards to our strategy, you can see that already on this particular position is 18% in profit. The position there is trading with 24, to round it off, you can just say $25, for instance. So now with that, it means we now have the ability to lock in the profits. But before we do that, earlier we had something of this nature, where we should have just collected profits immediately, but we opted for locking profits, and we shouldn't have done that because the price was already moving at the upper band. So just like what we are seeing at the moment, our leader is here. You can see, business partners, with this, we just need to collect profits. We just need to collect profits, and it's simple. What are we going to do? Because it's at the upper band of 1H, and you can see during the day, somewhere around here, at that price, around 16 hours, this actually even performed greater than 18%. But now, when a market is at the upper band like this, the chances are high that it can dump. Let's check on the daily time frame. We're not going to take much. Daily time frame. Okay, but now on a daily time frame, it appears as though it may still pump because it is at the lower band. So what can we do? Let's just try and reduce let's say about 5, and we can see here, business partners, how this actually has occurred. It shows us plus 1.72%. That is in the last 24 hours. So let's do this. What we're going to do is we're not going to collect profits immediately, but we're going to capture about a certain percentage. We can sacrifice about $1, for instance. So let's go and do this together, and then we can engage on other things. So now you can see we have about $4. That is 17%, 17.7, or almost 18% of 24. I have seen on the daily time frame that it is at a lower band, for instance. So there is room for this actually to still continue to pump, business partners. Why am I saying this? Let's quickly check on the candlesticks again. Candlesticks give us a market formation. You are able to see literally what is happening in the coin that you are trading. Can you see? It is right at the lower band. Today, the market crashed and then it recovered again. So now with that, you can also see, business partners, that coming to here, hourly time frame, yes, we understand that we are at the upper band, for instance. We understand that. But when you are to check here, you can see that the system did break above, but it didn't fall. It did not fall. So with that, it means there is that bullish momentum, and we've seen it on the daily time frame here. This daily interval shows us that the market is right at the lower band, so this can continue to push higher. But let's lock in the profits for now, and then to do that is simple. Excuse me. I'm just quickly going back here, and then let's click on the position. And Clicking on the position business partners, we're going to then be checking on sell. We're not going to sell at the moment. We are just going to lock in some profits so that if the market crashes, we're going to come out with profits in this particular position. And then we are also somehow creating room for more if possible. So now you'll see how nice actually we do this. You don't need to crack your head in terms of determining the price and so forth. So what we will do is you will click here, market price twice. You click market price twice so that a preset price can appear here. And not only that, business partners, we're also going to be clicking 100%. But before I click 100% of the quantity, that is the quantity that we want to sell. We want to sell everything there is. We have 198 H bar, that is the position quantity. We sell everything, business partners. And you can see this is heading towards 19%, for instance. So now what do? We click on the 100%. Check, please. When I click 100%, it means now I'm indicating the quantity that is to be sold off, and then estimated selling price here will appear. We're going to use that to lock in the profits, and that will make life easier for you as a trader. I click on 100%. Now, can you see that if we were to trade this now, can you see it's going to 19% now? We're going to come out with $4.67, but let's come out with $3, for instance. So what I do is I reduce the price. When I reduce the price, it means I want to sell at a price that is lower than the current price. However, it should be above. It should be above the average price, because if I'm to sell at the average price, I will get nothing. It will be zero profits and zero losses, for instance, you see. So it's just a break-even price. So we need to sell above and not below, because this transaction will be taken as a manual sell, for instance. So let's bring reduction to this. As I bring reduction to this price, you will see there will be also reduction in the estimated selling profit. So now let's go. I click here, business partners, and then we go for it. Now check there. Can you see now if we were to sell at 14 cents, 0.14, look at the average price was 12 cents. You see, the average price was 0.12, for instance. And then if we were to sell at 0.14, we're going to come out with $2. But I just want to push this to $3, business partners. Now let's increase. Let me try and put a 6, for instance. You see? Check. When I put 6, it shows us that we'll come out with $3.98. So I don't want to be too close to the current price. I don't want to be too close, because look, the current price is 0.14981. You see? So I don't want to be too close to it. I'm sort of creating room for more should this pump. So now let's go down to maybe 1.44. When I reduce this, it means I sell at a lower price than where the market is at the moment. Let's say take 3. Can you see, business partners? Let's take 2. Now you can see that literally when we bring reduction to the price, 1.142, we went down a bit. Now we have $3. So we set it at $3 so that if the market crashes, we'll just come out with $3. But if the market continues to pump, we'll have more than $4 that we have, and so forth. So let's click confirm so that we have room to do other things in the meantime. So that we've done that, business partners, we are now going to check. Can you see at the bottom here? We are going to sell this. This is sell trigger price. In other words, we have locked in the profits. We have locked in the profits. No matter what happens here, around $3, we're going to come out with, and it's just as simple as that. But now let's check our take profit. Can you see here? We have take profit ratio of 30%. So we can just hold on to this position up until such is reached, for instance. But if this market continues to pump, maybe to 20% to 25%, I can still come in and lock in. Let's say it's around 25%. I can lock in 23% of the profits, for instance. You see? So now I will be capturing, or I will be locking in profits that will be more than just $3. So this is what it is at the moment. And what we are also learning is that altcoins can pump. Altcoins can pump. So as a result, one needs to be patient when you are to set up your first preset buy-in price. When you set it up with an understanding that it is going to pay. The position may be delayed simply because the market has not reached that particular price that you would have desired, but rest assured that the market will reach that when the time is right. That is what it is, business partners. Can you see? Let me just quickly check. At the moment, okay, here we are, our sell trigger price we have. Can you see this is 0.142? Fine. 0.142. Sell quantity is everything. We are selling all the quantity we have at 0.142, for instance. Let's go. Now, if you are to check here, you can see our average price is 0.12, but we'll be selling at 0.142. Therefore, we're going to be selling at a price that is higher than the average price. So this is good news. We're going to come out of this position in profit, but at the same time, we don't want to just come out now and collect $4. What we have done is we have blocked, or we have locked in about $3 of this. Instead of just coming out with these $4, we are saying to the robot, continue to trade, continue to pump, most probably because you may be able to come out in profit. Let me just quickly click here. If I'm to click here and then we go to the hourly time frame, we will see this nicely, business partners. Now you can see of today around what time the market actually fell to. Are we on the hourly time frame? Yes. You can see in the morning around 8 business partners. At 8, the market fell down to 0.12. 0.12. Now, business partners, this shows you like 8 in the morning, our call was absorbed. Remember, we bought at around 12 cents, you see? So, and that was around the lower band, and we did that exactly. We waited for that entry, and the market reached there, and we entered, and then now we are going up with the market, and that is the reason why, business partners, although we are being shown, remember that the day started at midnight, you see, not at 8 o'clock when the price was here. No. So it means this thing crashed a lot, business partners. If I am to click, let me just quickly show you this. If I am to just click anywhere, moving backwards, 8, I'm just going up. I just want to check midnight. Yeah, here we are. This is at midnight. I'll get a screenshot. Will I get it? Seems like I'm too late. It seems like, let me repeat the action, business partners. Firstly, you just click anywhere where in the body of the screen, in line with the candlestick. You don't need to be on the candlestick directly. You can be above. Or, okay, this is a screenshot. Let me come out of this screenshot, and then I'm repeating that. I just press and hold, and I drag to the price that I need. If you are to check, you'll see the date there shows us that today is the 7th of the 4th month, 2025. It was at 8. That is the bottom, a candlestick down there. Let me just quickly perhaps make a screenshot of this for people to understand. Yeah, so now this is where we are at, business partners. This is where we are at. If you are to check where the horizontal line of the cross pointer and the vertical one intersect, this is the candlestick, and that is around where the price actually went to the bottom, to the lower low for today, where the price went down to 0.12488, for instance, you see? And we bought around there because when we set up our trade, we could see that at the lower lows there, that's where we would want to enter, for instance. So, but this, at what time was this? This occurred when it was 8 o'clock in the morning, for instance. 8 o'clock in the morning then. So what does that mean? It means the day had already started. It was 8 o'clock after midnight today, so to speak. Let me get a cursor. And then this is what you are looking at, the time, business partners. It was today. Today is Monday the 7th. We know what happened with the market crashing and so forth. And then the candlestick, this candlestick shows you the information we are getting here on the thumbnail or this blackboard here shows you information around this particular candlestick. And don't forget, we are on an hourly time frame. So now, if I am to backdate, this is 8. It means this one is 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then midnight. So it means this was midnight, business partners, this candlestick. So if I'm to press and hold here, you will see that from midnight, this market was crashing. You know, this market went down like that. You know, although yes, if I'm to consider that, but literally the overall trend or gradient is downwards. The market fell. You know, the market went down, and then that is after midnight, for instance. That is why when we check the difference or performance, the 24-hour change, we don't see plus 18%. No, we don't see this because what happened is when the market was crashing, this was negative percentage, you know, but now the market is pumping, this is positive percentage. So now as the market was rising here, it was canceling out all the negatives. You see, it was eating all the negatives, and then what remains now is just the difference of what happened between midnight and now. The market business partners went down and the market pumped again. So this is what we see. But our position, has more money simply because we bought at the bottom there. Simply because we bought down here, business partners. We bought down here. We didn't enter today at midnight there with these positions being held. Had such been done, we would be around maybe 1%, 2% in profit now. But because of we bought the dip, we held on to our position through first preset buying price. We determined the price that we wanted to enter at in advance. And as a result, we were prepared to wait for that price. So we entered down here, and then we didn't suffer much negativity or much negatives rather. And then we just went up with the market. So which is something that is very nice because we are now able to see more than 10% in profit. So this is what it is, business partners. Hence, professional traders don't necessarily make big profits each and every day. No. Make massive profits according to market formation, according to the price they want to enter at, the entry price. You look at that, business partners, and not only that, according to their position amount, the amount of money that you trade with. So literally you are at liberty in terms of how much to trade with and so forth. So now I'm happy that you can see that around here, it was midnight, you know, it was midnight here, but the market moves from left to right, for instance. You see? So now we didn't enter then. We wanted to enter down here. And when it happened, when this candlestick actually time came through, it was around 8 in the morning. And that's where actually the lower band was touched. And that's where we entered because we could see the price around there. And then as a result, this trade, it's positive. So that's what it is, business partners. Now we are able to get somehow maximum returns on this position. So this is what it is. Looking at that, it shows you and I that literally first preset buying price, it is an advantage, but we just have to work on identifying those entry prices and set up our positions accordingly. And you'll continue to enjoy actually the most when coming to profit taking. So this is what it is, business partners. So we've done what I think it's good on this particular position, and the rest, it's okay. Should the market crash, If that happens, no problem. We have $3 that we're going to come out with in this situation, for instance, because we can't just collect the profit and go back in. No. If we collect the profits, we'll have to determine another entry price, for instance. That's what it is. So at the moment, the reason why we create room we are sacrificing $1 or so is simply because of what we have seen on the daily time frame. Daily time frame shows us a bigger picture compared to just hourly time frame, business partners. On the hourly time frame, yes, we can exit because of it threatens to dump, but this could have occurred around 16 hours today. We actually achieved more than 18%, more than 20% when the market reached here, but it had not hit 30% yet. Our take profit target or ratio is 30%. So the market has not reached that yet, because if that was the case, this position would have been closed. So now our take profit is higher than this price level here. It's higher than this price level. You can see that price level is just below 0.15764. And we do have the take profit. If I'm to click create twice at the bottom there, it will take us to the transaction page, and we are able to see our take profit target, business partners. Here it is. Can you see our take profit target? It's 16.366 cents, So now market today reaches below 15. It might have been around maybe 25% or so, but we didn't actually, I was not there to see that. We didn't lock in those profits. But now when we came in, we could see the market is trading, or rather the position is holding around 18% or so. And we're sort of just creating some room for more movement should that happen. And what convinces us is simply what we have seen on that this thing is not crashing. This price is not crashing. We're able to see it here. We're able to see it on the daily time frame. You can see the way it recovered. Today there was a crash. This candlestick was actually what color that it was. It did actually turn red today. Let me just quickly show you that. If you are to look here, business partners, we are concentrating here. Today, this is a daily candlestick. You see, this is the closing price of yesterday, and then also the same closing price was the opening of today. The opening of today, business partners. So now, from here going down, it was the candle. This green candlestick was red. Because the price actually did actually fall today. It did crash, and as a result, the candlestick became red, but it recovered. It recovered, and that is around where we entered. So now there's been a pullback that just happened within a day. So much of liquidity. You can just imagine, or if you can just consider from the opening to here, business partners, the crash that happened, the robot entering, and the market recovering, and holding above the opening price. This is the opening price. The closing price for today is yet to be determined. It's possible, yes, it can close red, which is really not that likely to happen. But if it happens that this green candlestick becomes red today, we'll come out with around $3, for instance. So we are happy with that. So that's what it is, which is going to be more than 10% business partners of the profits. So this is what it is. And at the same time, we understand that the lower today's candlestick, that is the daily candlestick, it is trading, the price it is just above the lower band here. And the lower band indicates an area of oversold. So therefore, we are positive that the bulls will push the price up, for instance. The bulls are more likely to push the price upward. So as a result, that's why we are not in a rush to just collect profit from there. That is the supporting factor, for instance. And not only that, what we've also seen under our lead time frame, the pump that happened earlier around 16 hours, where the market actually came down just below the upper band. Let's quickly go there. And then the price kept on holding accordingly, business partners. Let's quickly come here and check what we're talking about. Yes. So now, if I'm to take a screenshot of this, we will talk about, okay, maybe let me not, let's just move this up a bit. Yes, we're moving this up a bit, and then we will see. RSI, it's on. Okay, yes, business partners. One of the things that makes us not to close the position is this candlestick. What does this tell us? It tells us that around 16 hours today, around 16 hours is this candlestick, business partners. The market did pump actually to more than 20%, did pump to more than 20%, to more than 20%, business partners. Remember, our take profit at 30 is 16 point something. And then you can see this is just below 15, for instance, 0.76. Maybe it has actually reached that. We're going to check the high of this and we'll see that. So now, then the market came to, it broke above the upper band, but it traded below the upper band, but it is still leaning towards the upper band, which shows us an upward trajectory. Just simple as that. It means now there is actually a bullish momentum for this particular asset to continue to pump. And then we have supported that with a bigger volume of data from daily time frame, where we could see that on the daily time frame, this market is trading at the lower band. So meaning that the bulls are actually more favored by the price at the moment. This is the price. It is actually an opportune moment for the bulls to enter, because buyers want to buy low so that they can sell high. And that is why our first preset buy-in price also, we set it around down there, business partners. That's where we bought and we entered nicely, and everything actually it's history, which actually turned out for our good. This is what it is. And you can see literally that it's holding up there. The price is holding. Let me just get a cursor. The price is holding up here, business partners. So now the chances are high that this may not actually just be rejected, may not dump. There was heavy resistance here, but look, the price still tested the upper band again here an hour ago, and the current build up for this current hour, it is still around the upper band. So as a result, we just chose to hold on for now. We're choosing to hold on, and this is what we're going to do accordingly up until maybe this pumps further and we lock in the profits if we have a chance to do so, or 30% will take place and then we capture the profits. And under daily time frame, it doesn't mean this is going to be on 30%. This may be, maybe because this is 3, let's say currently 3, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm just thinking, let's say about about 11% up. If the market is to pump about 11%, I'm just thinking, yes, 11% will appear like 14% or so. By the time when you see 14% here, it means our 18% would have reached 30%, for instance. You see, this is what it's going to be. So it doesn't mean we expect the whole market to pump under 24-hour difference by 30%. No. If this can just push to 15%, 14%, somewhere there, our position, business partners, when we see around 14, 15 here, our 30% would have been achieved because this is recovering from the dip. You know, it's coming out of the dip, and this is what it is, business partners. So now when you see this increasing, when it goes to 4%, 5%, you know that your 18% also is becoming 19, 20, and so forth, and you'll have an opportunity to increase your profits that you have to lock in, for instance. And by just simply clicking on create and create again, it will take you to the transaction page, business partners, and then you will see as the percentages increase, the amount will increase here, and then you have the ability to do what? To go and determine the higher price than this one here, where you're going to be locking in some more profits. Let's say, for instance, I come and I find that we have around $10 here. I'm just giving an example. No, $10 is too much. Let's say we have around let's say we have around $8. You see, I can come lock in maybe $6 and expose $2 to any possibility of a reversal, you know. So this is what it is. I'm just giving an example that, you know, a lot can be achieved with this method of trading, business partners. Markets move all the time, things happen. Please said it's a blessing. So we can always have so many positions set up for us. Let's go to the home page and let's check what's happening there. Even before we go to the home page, you can see we have HUD. HUD also has been absorbed. Can you see here? It's been taken, and this happened in the deep, business partners. You see it has minor percentage down, minus 1.28. It's possible anytime from now, it can still go into profit. And even if, say, for instance, the market crashes by 5% or 10%, you know, it continues to go down, you know that you're still going to be better off because you entered at the lower price levels according to the market formation on the Bollinger Bands. So this is what it is. And you can see even this market also, it's actually showing an upward move. If we were to go to the candlesticks of this one, let's quickly go and check. And remember, business partners, to get 18%, you'll not get 18% from Bitcoin, for instance. That is why in a day, unless it's really it's been confirmed, for instance. So now when you look on the hourly time frame, you can see this one also is showing upward move and so forth. But we are not, our aim is not to focus on it. But if you are to go to daily time frame, let's check how things are on the daily time frame. It's trading between the middle band and the lower band. The middle band is just a moving average. So you are happy to have entered a position below the moving average also. It is something very good, so to speak. And then you see this shows some support that has been created here after this crash. Hopefully it pumps. But even if it is to dump, it's okay. It will dump and it can easily be corrected because these are altcoins and they make huge moves. Volatility is huge in here. They can pump with huge percentages and so forth. You stand to make some nicer profits as it happens. Let's please come and check on the daily. I mean, today on the home, how things have been. Business partners, we come here, we click 24-hour. Now, this is what I was talking about. Look how this coins pump, for instance. Check if you were in Edu, look at how actually it has pumped. This is going to be more than 30%, business partners. It's going to be more than 30%, and that's the reason why we are somehow still optimistic on that other coin that we are holding. And yes, and remember, there's something we need to check also to boost our analysis with this one, HBAR. What you will do, business partners, you'll go to CoinMarketCap. Okay, before we do that, check it nicely. HBAR, look at the logo also. You look at the logo, and then you just want to have an understanding of what is happening in this market. You look at the logo, and let's go to CoinMarketCap. CoinMarketCap is the largest referencing platform globally, business partners. So that's what we are looking for. Here's CoinMarketCap. And then we're going to check H-bar, for instance. We want to check its rank. We want to check how much market capitalization there is in H-bar, for instance, so that at least you have an understanding of what is happening in the coin that you are holding, you know. So, okay, let's check H-bar. H-bar, there it is, business partners. Could you get a cursor? Yeah, here it is, business partners. You see even the logo, like we spoke of now, you can see it. And then click on the correct. I said there are many ways you can look at different characteristics. Look at the price, and then the logo can help you. Sometimes logos can differ because there's rebranding also that takes place in some crypto projects. So can you see how nice this is, business partners? It's on the top 20. This on the top 20. So it's number 18 globally. Bitcoin is number 1, and this one it's number 18 in terms of ranking. So you are trading a good asset. You know, you're trading a good asset, and as a result, you just trade it with that level of patience because you understand. Now I'm getting to the statistics. You see below the statistics here, there's some info that you can see. Look at how nice this is, business partners. Today, we are able to see that in the last 24 hours, we have the low and the high of today, or 24-hour duration rather. You see, they are showing us 0.1262 here, and the high, this is 0.15. Yes, I'm happy, business partner. That's what we spoke of earlier on the Royal Q side when we looked at that candlestick of 16 hours. So it reached the high of 1.1526. So this is what happened, you know, a bit below 0.157. You know, what we saw there was 0.157, but the tip of that candlestick that broke above the upper band on the hourly time frame. You know, its high is this price that we're looking at, 0.1526. But you know that our take profit will be around 16 cents, you know, 0.16 and some numbers there. So this is fine. We're happy with it. Now, what else is important? This is a coin that is number 18 in terms of ranking. Number 18, business partners. So it's a good coin. This is amongst the top 20 coins. You see, Bitcoin is number 1. ETH or Ether of Ethereum blockchain is number 2, and this one is number 18. So you can see that the top 18 coins are handling billions of dollars. This is what it is. Market capitalization is according to the amount of money that is in these crypto assets. So we are trading an asset that is having 6.28 billion United States dollars. So it's a good crypto asset, business partner. So it's okay. And yes, understand that a lot of money actually has to move through for this for the price to change significantly. So this is what it is. We'll just hold on to that asset in the meantime. So I'm looking at let's go back to Royal Q. I'm looking at the time. We're going back to Royal Q. And then let's just stop the recording for now. And we're going to move to our Q&A session. It seems like there's someone who has a question, and then we'll be looking at that. Oh, so I don't know, leader Mbapifu, there is a white button towards the bottom left of your screen. When you click there, you're going to see, you will see your screen nicely. Please check that and indicate if you have found it. You know, there is a white button. When you click there, it will restructure your screen accordingly. Let's look at other coins that we can go into. We